So many crypto traders and investors are not going to make it. And in this video today, guys, I'm going to put it plainly to you. I'm going to digest the reasons why they aren't going to make it. And then I'm going to tell you the ways that you should be able to make some potential life-changing gains in the next 6 to 12 months, as long as you follow these particular skills. So be sure to subscribe down below, guys. Smash a like button as well and turn on the notifications so you don't miss an upload. Let's dive in. That's right, guys. You aren't going to make it unless you have a trading plan. So we definitely need to talk about these particular skills if you want to actually make it in crypto as a trader or as an investor over the next coming years. I'm talking 5 to 10 years. Bitcoin will likely be the best APY returns out there across all macro markets and risk on assets. So before we dive into the reasons how, I would like you to think about the way that you can improve your trading or your investment plan in cryptocurrency. Let's talk about the reasons why so many people don't actually make it in crypto. Essentially, they're focused on lower time frames. So they're looking at the hourly chart, they're looking at the minute charts, or they're looking at the daily charts. Sometimes the best way to go about it, guys, is to zoom out, because that's essentially what happens over time. They're overinvested. Either they have in real life commitments where they need the money, okay, and they've got too much invested in meme coins or altcoins or NFTs, those types of things. So they're essentially overcommitted to the cause and therefore are too emotional, but more on that very shortly. They ideally are holding the wrong assets. Now, for someone like me, I've really simplified my portfolio this cycle. I hold the majority of my wealth in Solana and Bitcoin, guys, because those two have been the narrative this cycle, and they are obviously the most performing assets this cycle so far. They have no trading plan, so they don't know when they're looking for an entry, they don't know when they're looking for an exit, they don't know when to cut a weak trade due to invalidation levels. So you need to make sure you either have a trading plan if you're someone who likes to trade actively day to day, week to week, or you need to have an investment plan. And by what I mean by that is having a good entry that you're happy with, okay, and waiting for price to come to those particular entry levels, and then having an exit plan. But again, more on my strategies on how you can become a better trader or a better investor very, very shortly. As I said before, emotional trading. So many people in crypto Twitter, in the comments section or on the timeline, okay, in the group chats, they're all so emotional, guys. Learn to be at peace with what price does and have, again, a trading plan, because that will make sure that you're no longer emotional about price swings, okay, whether they're up or whether they're down. They have no risk management, okay, so essentially they don't know how much to allocate for their Bitcoin bag. They don't know how much to allocate for the Solana bag. A lot of people actually don't even own Bitcoin or don't even own Solana, guys. They're over leveraged or overexposed to meme coins or NFTs, which is essentially the wrong assets and the wrong way to manage your portfolio. And so what I'm going to talk about today is different ways that I use the market and on-chain analysis to track how we're going. And then we'll talk about these strategies down here. If you want to make it, this is how I would do it, okay? So obviously I'm going to take a bit more of an analytic approach to this video. As you can see here, the hash ribbons indicator did flash by a couple months ago. Now, this is a lagging indicator, but over time, this indicator has been right around 75 to 80% of the time. And in other words, it aligns with the hash ribbon. So in other words, the hash rate of Bitcoin miners, okay, and it tells you when price is actually hitting a potential macro low. So in theory, okay, for me, Bitcoin analysis, and I'm taking a very high time frame analysis in this video, I still think indicators like this, the hash ribbon indicator, is definitely on your side for macro increases in both Bitcoin, Solana, but also meme coins in the months to come. As long as we hold this probably level here, this macro support at 52K, ideally, guys, we could potentially see liquidity go down here to about 40K at the absolute lowest, okay? Even if we did come down here and wick back up here, okay, I would still be very much in the sense that this is an opportunity and that Bitcoin is likely a great buy at these levels for the years to come. And a key word there is years, guys. Now, the best way that I like to trade is buying fear and selling greed. Now, a lot of people can buy fear. A lot of people love to buy fear, but what they always fail to do is to actually sell during euphoric price action. Or obviously a different word is to sell when you're greedy, sell when you're extremely happy, when you're sending out those messages to your family when you're posting your wins on the timeline, okay? Those are the best times to scale some profits out of the trades that you're in, okay? And then wait for opportunities like this to occur. So ultimately, over the time of Bitcoin's history, guys, as you can see, we have fear and greed always going up and going down. And as you can see at the moment, we haven't reached these fear levels since literally we took off at the end of last year in September towards October. That was obviously the macro bottoms last time, and likely we will see macro bottoms form very soon because fear is very common across the timeline right now. And if you do look at the history, guys, we do have fear during bull markets all the time. And so for me, this is a skill that I have learned over the past 9 years in cryptocurrency, is to buy fear, okay? So buy red and sell green, or sell euphoric, or sell greed, guys. That is the simplest form of alpha that I can give you. Now, ultimately, guys, you can use both this website, which is Alternative Me, to track this, or obviously CoinMarketCap here. And just to further commit this point, we have not seen levels of this fear since we took off at macro lows last year. Again, zoom out, because often price is reflected with a longer term horizon. Now, the reason that a lot of people are really starting to get quite fearful is because meme coins have dropped off quite dramatically. On-chain volume will also support this, but as you can see here, we're seeing a dramatic drop in price action, and also meme coins being developed on the daily. Again, you want to be making sure that you have the majority of your portfolio in the right assets. And by the right assets, I'm talking about Solana or Bitcoin or potentially Ethereum, if you think that is a good trade moving forward. Ultimately, guys, as you can see here, memes topped out again towards that March sort of level when Bitcoin hit its $74,000 high. So again, take profits off the table when your meme coin portfolio starts to hit some crazy X's or crazy dollar values. Again, NFTs still just haven't hit the mark, guys. You're seeing liquidity spread across multiple markets. So I'm talking NFTs, meme coins, DeFi, okay, a whole range of different things, even futures or spot altcoins, okay. It's just not going to result in every single NFT going up again. I just don't see it, okay, because even then, within those particular markets, those markets across multiple blockchains is where liquidity is spread. It is not the same as 2021 into 2022 when everything was on Ethereum, when everyone was trading Ethereum NFTs. This cycle is a lot different. So as you can see here, over the past 30 days, a lot of red volume around NFTs. So NFTs still are not back, guys. This is also backed again by on-chain volume, guys. So these are again stats that I go and check every single day to see when potential macro bottoms are in. As you can see here, DEX supply on actual chains, and if I show you all the chains, Ethereum, Solana, BSC, Base, okay, Tron, Polygon, all the current metas, guys, it's still very much in a downtrend, okay? And until we start to see an uptick here, that is when a macro bottom likely forms. But again, de-risking during times of huge amounts of volume, huge amount of returns in meme coins, NFTs, those types of things is likely the best trade. Now, what I also like to do is track on-chain whales. Now, ultimately, guys, this is a chart that I've used reliably for a very long time. You want to be doing what the smart money is doing. And so ultimately here, this is addresses with over 1,000 Bitcoin. And as you can see, we saw a massive increase, okay, earlier this year ahead of the ETFs, but like this increase here, we often topped out as soon as this topped out as well. So again, a really good on-chain analysis tool that I like to use. So this chart here shows you the hash rate, which is essentially the current hash of how much Bitcoin is being mined and how many miners are actually fighting to accumulate or mine Bitcoin on-chain. And so essentially what you're seeing here is a great insight into people who have been mining this for a very, very long time, and they are mining it at an even aggressive rate than what we saw earlier this year when it was at priced at 70K, guys. So during a potential dip like we're seeing right now, where there's a lot of fear on the timeline, where price is actually below 60K, that ultimately shows you that miners actually think it's quite undervalued and are aggressively mining Bitcoin at these current levels. And again, I don't lose faith, and I showed you this chart earlier in the video. I don't lose faith unless it maybe breaks that 52K level. But in saying that, guys, this is still ultimately a bull flag where price goes up like this, okay, trends between this trend. And I mean, this could last all the way to early next year, guys. We could go all the way to Feb or March early next year, dip to potentially this level and still hold a bull flag before breaking up into mid 2025. So always takes to zoom out and learn some potential basic TA. before obviously investing into assets like this. Now, a couple last things, guys, before we do finish this video with the ultimate strategies that I'm using to maximize my profit this cycle. On-chain, guys, we're still seeing $17 billion being invested into the Bitcoin ETF. Again, until that starts to negatively turn around, I'm not bearish, guys. This is the main one, guys, okay? Global liquidity. Bull markets generally, or parabolic price action generally doesn't start to happen until we see injections of global liquidity. And so obviously in 2021, that was obviously after the COVID injections of liquidity across worldwide nations. And like you can see here, guys, we're starting to see money supply increase worldwide. And again, you can run that chart against Bitcoin price action. This green indicator down the bottom will show you has the money to supply of how much money is coming into cryptocurrency or worldwide liquidation markets, obviously. But as you can see, we're starting to increase this at the highest rate that we have not seen since 2022. And as you can see, over the past history, guys, as soon as green injections of liquidity occur, what happens to the Bitcoin price, which is your black line there, it starts to increase, guys. So as you can see on the screen, this is, again, another bullish indicator for me to stay patient in this market and wait for time and wait for parabolic price action to occur, likely into 2025. Now, ultimately, guys, these are the strategies that I would suggest that you look to potentially educate yourself around to become a smarter trader or a smarter investor. So as I said throughout the video, I like to buy fear, or I like to buy greed. I like to buy red. I like to sell green, euphoria or greed, and I use the fear and greed index as a very simple indicator for when I like to scale in or when I like to scale out of positions. Always takes to zoom out, guys. So if you do want to actually make it, guys, this is how I would do it. Bitcoin goes up and to the right. Stocks go up and to the right. Gold goes up and to the right. You just have to zoom out sometimes, guys. Rotate your meme coin profits. Rotate your NFT profits. I always take profits, guys. I take profits so aggressively, and I rotate them into Bitcoin and I rotate them into Solana. Avoiding high risk assets during bearish times. I have literally stepped back, guys, and traded 1 to 2 meme coins a week at the moment because it's just not there for you. The on-chain liquidity, the on-chain volume, the consistent returns just aren't there for you. So why trade it? Just sit there, be patient, wait for volume to return, wait for sentiment to return, and you'll make so many better trades or investments in that market. Have a trading plan. So learn to make sure that you have a solid entry, and obviously make sure that you learn to take profits and cut weakness due to invalidation. Now, trades always do have invalidation levels, and if you don't have an invalidation level, that is often what ruins a lot of traders out there. Say something moves down 50% from a particular level where you could have cut it, it actually requires a 2x move and a 100% move to get back to the same level. That's why cutting a trade is often the best play compared to actually taking profits consistently. Ignore the LARPs on crypto Twitter. That one speaks for itself, guys. Use this analysis like I've shown you in this video to make smarter choices around finances and around trades in the cryptocurrency market. Follow the people who objectively analyze, whether it's bearish or bullish, okay? And that's what I always aim to do on my YouTube, but also on crypto Twitter, which obviously do give me a follow there. It's Greeny Trades, guys, is my username. As I've shown you throughout this video, follow macro indicators. And like I said at the end there, guys, global liquidity is what essentially pushes us up into new all-time levels. So I'm staying patient and waiting for that injection of liquidity to happen. But this is why we're here, guys. We're here to make life-changing gains. So make sure you take some profit when you are next euphoric. And again, if you want daily analysis, guys, if you want to be in a group where we talk about this analysis, I educate you to become a better trader across all different markets. If you want to spend time with people who are in this market, who have years of experience, check out my trading group in the description below, guys, because we talk about this. We have trades most days of the week as long as the market presents it. But if not, we obviously step back and we analyze it and we wait for price to come to us at the end of the day, because entry is everything when you're looking to trade cryptocurrency actively. I hope you love this video, guys. Smash the subscribe button down below. Smash the like button as well. And do turn on notifications so that you can stay up to date with all of my uploads. Thanks for watching.